Light. This is the classic and most fundamental type of soldier. Light infantry is the boots on the ground, the dismounted soldier who moves and fights on foot. Armed with rifles, machine guns, and grenades, their strength lies in their versatility and ability to operate in complex terrain, like dense forests, mountains, and urban areas where vehicles cannot go. While they are the lightest and most vulnerable in an open battle, they are essential for clearing and holding ground. This is the backbone of every army on Earth. Motorized. Motorized infantry is light infantry that is transported to the battle in wheeled vehicles, such as trucks or light armored vehicles like the Humvee or JLTV. This gives them immense strategic mobility, allowing them to be moved rapidly over long distances on roads. However, their vehicles are not designed for direct combat. When a fight begins, the soldiers must dismount and fight on foot, using the vehicles primarily as battle taxis to get them to the fight. Wheeled mechanized. This is the modern medium-weight infantry. These soldiers are transported in and supported by wheeled armored vehicles, such as the American Stryker, which give them more protection and firepower than motorized infantry while staying faster and easier to deploy than tracked forces. This gives them a key advantage: strategic speed. While not as heavily armored as tracked vehicles, these wheeled IFVs are much faster on roads, allowing this type of infantry to be deployed over long distances far more rapidly. They are a bridge between slow, heavy tracked forces and vulnerable light infantry. Mechanized. Mechanized infantry represents a major leap in capability. These soldiers are transported and fight from tracked, heavily armed infantry fighting vehicles, or IFVs, like the American M2 Bradley. Unlike a simple transport, an IFV is a powerful combat vehicle in its own right, armed with autocannons and anti-tank missiles. This allows the infantry to fight directly from inside the vehicle or to dismount and fight alongside it, with the IFV providing devastating fire support. They are a core component of modern combined arms warfare. Armored. This is the heaviest type of infantry, designed to fight as a fully integrated partner with main battle tanks. While mechanized infantry fights from their vehicles, armored infantry are trained to fight with the tanks in close quarters, combined arms assaults. Their infantry fighting vehicles are often heavily armored, tracked platforms that can keep pace with the tanks on any terrain. Their job is to protect the tanks from enemy anti-tank teams and to clear objectives that the tanks cannot handle alone. Airborne. An airborne infantryman, or paratrooper, is a soldier who is trained to be inserted into combat by parachute. They are a forcible entry force, capable of conducting a mass tactical parachute jump to seize a key objective, such as an airfield, deep behind enemy lines. This is a high-risk, high-reward mission that requires immense discipline and courage. The U.S. Army's 82nd Airborne Division is the most famous example of this type of light infantry. Air assault. An air assault soldier is an expert in helicopter-borne operations. While a paratrooper arrives by parachute, an air assault soldier's mission is to conduct large-scale assaults using a massive fleet of helicopters. This gives them incredible speed and surprise on the battlefield, allowing them to bypass frontline defenses and strike directly at enemy weak points. They are trained to insert by helicopter using landing, rappelling, and other air assault techniques, depending on the mission and terrain. The U.S. Army's 101st Airborne Division is the world's premier air assault force. Mountain. Mountain infantry are specialists in high-altitude combat. They are highly trained soldiers and expert mountaineers, skilled in fighting and surviving in the most extreme cold weather and high-altitude environments. They use specialized equipment for climbing and skiing, and their training focuses on operating in rugged, mountainous terrain that is inaccessible to conventional forces. Arctic. Arctic infantry are specialists in warfare in the extreme cold. They are masters of surviving and fighting in snow, ice, and sub-zero temperatures. They are trained in Arctic survival, and they use specialized equipment like skis and over-snow vehicles to move across the harsh landscape. Their mission is to secure and control the strategically vital polar regions. The U.S. Army's 11th Airborne Division in Alaska is a major current example of a force trained for Arctic, extreme cold weather, mountainous, and high-latitude operations. Jungle. Jungle infantry are experts in one of the most difficult combat environments on Earth, the dense, triple canopy jungle. They are trained to navigate and survive in extreme heat and humidity, and they are masters of close quarters combat in an environment where visibility is often just a few meters. Jungle warfare negates many technological advantages, making the skill and toughness of the individual soldier paramount. Brazil's Jungle Warfare Training Center is world-renowned. Desert. Desert infantry are specialists in surviving and fighting in the world's most arid and exposed environments. Their training focuses on the unique challenges of desert warfare: extreme heat, lack of water, and vast open terrain that offers little cover. They are masters of desert navigation, vehicle maintenance in sandy conditions, and tactics that maximize the use of camouflage and long-range optics. While many modern armies train for desert combat, forces like Jordan's Arab Legion and the French Foreign Legion have a historical reputation as premier desert fighters. Urban. While all infantry are trained for urban combat, some units are specifically organized and equipped as urban warfare specialists. Their mission is to fight in the brutal, three-dimensional environment of cities. They are experts in room clearing, subterranean combat in sewers and subways, and using specialized breaching tools. This role often falls to assault pioneers or combat engineers, who are integrated directly with the infantry to overcome urban obstacles. Naval. This is a broad category for ground troops who are part of a nation's naval service. Their primary mission is to conduct operations in coastal, riverine, and littoral environments. This can include everything from guarding naval bases and ships to conducting small-scale amphibious raids. Russia's naval infantry, with its distinctive black uniforms and Black Death nickname, is a famous example. Not all naval infantry are organized for large-scale invasions like the U.S. Marines. Marine. The Marine is the ultimate specialist in amphibious warfare. A Marine is fundamentally a maritime-based land warrior, trained to launch large-scale assaults from the sea. The mission of Marine infantry is broader than a classic beach assault. It is to fight as part of a naval expeditionary force that can conduct amphibious operations, seize key littoral terrain, and project power from sea to land. The U.S. Marine Corps is the best-known example, operating as a combined arms force with its own infantry, artillery, aviation, and logistics, though it has divested its tank force. Rangers. Rangers are an elite special operations light infantry force. They are not a different type of infantry, but rather a higher tier of it. While standard infantry holds the line, the mission of the Rangers is to conduct large-scale direct action raids. This includes seizing airfields, capturing or killing high-value targets, and conducting complex raids deep in enemy territory. They are the masters of the infantry's core job of closing with and destroying the enemy. The U.S. Army's 75th Ranger Regiment is the Army's premier direct action raid force and the most famous modern example of this kind of elite light infantry. Thanks for watching. Did I miss any infantry type you think should be on this list? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video.